my name is India. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I just want to quickly talk about my summer TBR. This is coming from some videos that I want to film and some summer reading challenges that I want to fulfill. There are a couple of bookstores in my area whose reading challenges that I'm going to be doing and trying to participate in and complete. And there's also my library reading challenge, which is really just to read every day for 45 days. I think I can do that, but we'll see. This TBR does not include any ebooks that I'm planning on reading, either checking out from my library or reading advanced copies of, or any audiobooks. This is really just my physical TBR that I'm like trying to pick from. So yeah, let's just get started. The first book that I really want to get to, now that I've finished the physical book that I'm reading, is Dates Volume 3, edited by Zora Gilbert and Kat Para, an anthology of queer historical fiction stories. This is queer historical fiction stories. Then, a book I want to finish rereading is My Antonia by Willa Cather. I finished section 1 of 3, and I'd like to finish the rest of it. That's a classic of Western, not like Western literature, but like literature of West America. I don't know, whatever. I want to read Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austen. I loved Interesting Facts About Space. Not so much We Could Be Rats, but I really think that this is going to be a good thing for me to get to. Then I would like to read Boy Snowbird by Helen Oyeyemi. I love Helen Oyeyemi's writing and her thought process and her stories, and she has a new book coming out that I'm really excited about. But yeah, this is a retelling of Snow White. My cats are both on my desk, so let's hope that bodes well. Then I'd like to read Wide Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys. This is a retelling or gives the perspective to a voice from a character in Jane Eyre who we don't get a perspective from. Then we have My Darling Dreadful Thing by Joanna Van Veen. I believe that this is queer historical horror. That sounds fantastic. That sounds like just the genre that I want to be reading. And Eleanor wants to be eating my plant, so she's gonna sit with me. I have It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over by Anne DeMarkin. Don't know what this is about. I think it's like about the afterlife, maybe. Seems interesting. It's for a particular video. I would like to finally get to The 100 Years' War on Palestine by Rashid Khalidi, and it is one of a couple of nonfiction I'd like to get to. Yeah, I just finished reading a nonfiction, and I've been reading more nonfiction than I typically do this year, so that's been cool. I'd like to read Affinity by Sarah Waters. This is queer historical fiction. As I've said, I like queer historical fiction, whether it is horror or not. How to Build a Girl by Caitlin Moran. I started listening to this on audiobook and really enjoyed it, and I just think that I'm gonna have a great time. Coming of age Irish story. I have Margaret and the Mystery of the Missing Body by Megan Milks. Slug by Megan Milks is one of my favorite collection of short stories ever, and one of my favorite books ever. I have a slug right here. I have a slug tattoo. And this just seems like a good, like, I just am craving this book. I'm craving it. We have Sexing the Cherry by Jeanette Winterson. Don't know what this is about. Might be about a child who's rescued by a dog woman. I don't know what that means, but I like Jeanette Winterson's writing. It like clicks with my brain. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I believe that this is about a young woman, and I know that it has OCD representation. The Zen of Therapy, Uncovering a Hidden Kindness in Life by Mark Epstein, MD. This is a book for my grandpa. One of the challenges for a reading challenge, one of the specific prompts for a reading challenge is a book that's been recommended to you, and I feel like a book that's been given to me counts. I would like to read my first Ali Hazelwood, and that is Love Theoretically. I was given this by a friend who had an extra copy, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. So let's see. I'm like dipping my toes into romance here and there. The Palace of Eros by Caro de Robertis. This is an ARC copy, but this has already been published. I think this is a kind of Greek retelling queer story. We Are the Weather by Jonathan Safran Foer. Saving the Planet Begins at Breakfast. Nonfiction. Like I said, I want to read some nonfiction. If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin. I really want to see the movie, and I'd like to read the book first. Kissing the Witch by Emma Donoghue. This book was published the year that I was born, which is another challenge or prompt for a reading challenge. The Particular Sadness of Lemon Cake by Amy Bender. I've read a short story by Amy Bender and really liked it. She's another author whose writing just clicks with my brain. The End We Start From by Megan Hunter. Short. Short. Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. I don't know what this is about, but I've heard really good things. And lastly, Constructing a Nervous System by Margot Jefferson. This, I believe, is about race, gender, dance, movement, bodies, nervous systems. Sounds up my alley. I will likely be reading ebooks, audiobooks, ARCs, but these are the books that are on my TBR that I pulled off that I was like, they fit reading prompts, I want to get to them, that I'd like to be prioritizing. So I pulled them off. They're going to sit by themselves in my room, so I can look at them and be inspired to read this summer. I'm trying to get back up in my reading to hit my reading goal of reading 100 books this year. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I gotta believe in myself, you know? Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these books, or let me know what you're planning on reading this summer. If you're participating in any reading challenges. I love a reading challenge. I love a book bingo. So I'm in my happy place.